It has been almost 3 years since a slew of infrastructural projects took off in the city under the Chennai Smart City mission. The development is visible. T Nagar has got a facelift under the newly inaugurated pedestrian plaza and bike sharing initiatives. But is the development happening at the pace it was expected to be? And has it been impactful? And where do we stand when compared to other smart cities in the country? We have with us today Raj Chirubal, CEO of Chennai Smart City Limited, to respond to the pressing issues that citizens have. Hello, sir. Let's start with some basics. We have multiple definitions for a smart city. What would yours be, like if you want to tell it in short?
It's pretty simple actually. If you look at Singapore and whatnot, they've reached a level of infrastructure where they're able to now deploy all kinds of IoTs, cameras, etc., and collect data and take it to the next level. They are worried about things which we can only imagine, right? But we can't sit back and for 100 years and start, discussing chacha.
We got to rush up.
We have to go fast, but we need basic infrastructure. So from that perspective, I would argue that smart city to me means environment smartness, governance smartness, and social smartness, right? To achieve, why do we do all this? To achieve better quality of life. You need to improve governance, you need to improve environment, you need to improve the social equity and so on. So anything that contributes to this to me is smartness. Now we don't have the, like I said, 100 years, 200 years, 500 years like other cities to kind of slowly catch up. So wherever possible, whether it's cement and concrete or IoT devices or helicopter or drones, use it, right? To be able to catch up with other cities. All with the idea that every citizen, rich or poor, should have a better lifestyle, a better quality of life in the city. So call it smart, call it something else, but the basic work is pretty much the same. Better infrastructure, better services, keeping all these important issues, whether it's climate change, equity, ensuring that pretty much all the citizens, no matter what your status in society may be, all have access to the same infrastructure and services. So pretty much in any smart city project we have done, we've tried our best obviously to take all this into account. And I would also add that, for example, Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, they have come up with the ease of living index, right? And if you look through the index, you will not pretty much see anything to do with helicopter or drone or anything. It's all about walkability, air pollution, water pollution, or put it positively, how do we improve air quality, how do we improve water quality, how do we ensure our infrastructure is accessible to everybody, our children safe, people safe. So to achieve these goals that any city aspires for, how do we use concrete, steel, trees, wood, plastic, or drones for that matter to achieve those goals?
Definitely. You mentioned rich or poor, so which means the development has to be equal. But why is that a lot of projects under smart city focused in central and south parts of the city and with little or no focus in North Chennai?
Actually, not true. So, for example, the starting point of every smart city, during the competition time, the city through various mechanisms identifies the area-based development area, which is T Nagar for us, and every other city has similar. So the idea is simple. Instead of trying to spread money all over the place and doing bits and pieces, the idea is you try out in one place, because the Indian cities have pretty much no capacity to do complicated projects, right? It's very difficult for us. So take one area, do a decent job there, test out whatever you're doing. And in fact, it's not the central government telling cities what to do. The city is coming up with concepts and projects and submitting during that time, saying that look, these are the projects we're going to do. So some projects we will focus in whatever that ABD area is. Some projects are done pan-city, right? So to address other parts of city, for example, one of the huge achievement, it should be a Guinness Book of World Record achievement. As we speak, we are eco-restoring 210 or 220 water bodies, not including temple tanks, some 30-40 temple tanks, I don't remember the exact number, plus Villivakkam tank, which is a 25 hectares project, right? Pretty much all the water bodies, not majority of the water bodies, are in the north. For whatever reason, because south is more developed, so we have unfortunately probably destroyed the water bodies. Some of the water bodies we started very in the beginning are in the north. So it's not a question of north-south. The project is structured in such a way that ABD gets a lot of the projects to start with. The good news is that various funding agencies, whether it's World Bank, especially World Bank in a big way, but KfW and others, are looking at the success of some of these projects, whether it's Pedestrian Plaza, whether it is cycle sharing or sensory park, water body restoration. Now Gamana Tamil Nadu wants to multiply this into all other parts of the city. So for example, Pedestrian Plaza's success, even before that we had the Corporation of Chennai started this concept of let's take 110 kilometers, 6 packages, Thandiarpet, Annanagar and so on. Can we now get consultants and replicate some of the successes of T Nagar in other parts, right? So the process of designing, planning, etc. has already started.
Okay.
So idea is to try out in one place, build some capacity of the city to be able to deliver these projects and then multiply.
So Chennai.
And by the way, all pretty much I can't think of one project which is only for the rich. I want to defend that very clearly, right? Pedestrian Plaza. You can always have, everybody will have criticism, we take it very positively, but it is a happening place, yeah, for children, underprivileged children with special needs, to young people, to everybody, right? Similarly, water body. Water body has no rich and poor. You have water, everybody needs water, recharge groundwater. Sensory park, yeah. Rich kids, poor kids, any kids who have special needs, it's a huge hit over there. So I think we have tried our best.
Yes.
There are always areas of improvement. But we have tried our best to ensure that this is not just for one community or one group of people. It is for everybody.